Okay, we can begin.
All
Jacob,
right, say again.
ready for you.
Okay, so I guess we'll call to order. I sent out the agenda, so we'll just kind of go down that as we've done in the past. So we'll start with a prayer. So in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I pre-write these, so we find it here. Dear Lord, we come before you today with grateful hearts as we begin this PTG meeting. We ask for your guidance, wisdom, and understanding as we work together for the benefit of children and their education. Help us to make decisions that are thoughtful and considerate, always keeping the well-being of our students in mind. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Nice.
So, I'm on my phone here. I always have to find stuff. All right. So from there we go to. I missed the last meeting. I think it was supposed to be at 3:30, and then it moved to 5:30, and I don't have the notes. Hold on 1 second.
Emmy Lynn, can you share the notes? Can you just review them?
Yeah.
Yes, let me see if I have my file ready to go.
I'm sorry, I should have been more prepared.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh yeah, you sent out the recording, and I didn't watch it. That was my.
All right, well, that's not acceptable.
Oh, strike one. Or strike two.
Emmy Lynn, did you find them? I can
yeah.
share them. Okay.
Yeah, I have them. Did you want me to share it on screen, or would you like for me to just kind of discuss it?
Yeah, if you could just discuss it, that'll work, I think.
Okay, sounds good. We discussed after we called the meeting to order and had our prayer, the open house. Just talking about refreshments and who might be able to assist for the open house that took place on Sunday, August 18th. We also discussed the first day of school and to see who would be in attendance to help out to provide coffee, snacks. We talked about the photo booth opportunities for students and parents. And let's see. There was a discussion as far as the PTG to be visible during the first day of school, to promote opportunities for service hours, to have a strong presence on the first day of school. Mrs. Olson reminded everyone that the first 3 days of school were half days, and informed the group that there were 17 new families joining the school. And along with the first day of school event, it was just to discuss anything that anybody needed prior to the first day so that we could be ready, anything that we needed to bring. And that's kind of it. It was just the first day of school and open house discussion.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm not going to try and get too far off schedule here, but the photo booth and seeing the pictures with the step and repeat, as you guys call it, that was awesome. Like the kids, I saw the pictures. I unfortunately wasn't able to be there. I'm sorry. I got a new job, and it's like I just can't be away as much as I used to be able to be. But that was awesome. I think that was great. So yeah, continuing on. I don't think we have much of a treasurer's report at this point, do we? Other than, the fundraising goals for the year?
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah. Do you have anything to pass, Mrs. Olson, as far as a principal's report, or?
Well, I do, actually.
Okay, perfect.
So things that we have coming up. First of all, we have some photo booth leftovers, so if you were the one who graciously brought your sign that says first day of school, and also you might have a kindergartner and a second grader, I think, because there were two flags. First day of
Oh, that's
kindergarten,
cute.
first day
Yeah,
of
that's
second
fine.
grade. Okay, so they're in the hallway on one of the white cabinets on the countertop there, so you could pick those up.
Okay.
Trying to make sure that we don't let our lost and found build up until it's just everything becomes just discardable. Right now I have, I want to say 3 or 4 water bottles and 2 lunch boxes already. My kids, it's like the third week of school. How do you not know where your lunchbox is, or you haven't noticed that your water bottle's gone? But they're sitting out in where we have our morning assembly in the amphitheater. And I point it out in the morning, like, okay, here's our lost and found sitting in front of this.
Just leave that over there, man. Thank you. You can leave it right there.
Everyone should be able to find it. So there's that. I wanted to mention that we are looking at getting some after school opportunities for enrichment for the kids. Right now we have 3 different opportunities in the works. One of them is for 4th through 8th graders. And it's called The League, and it's Join the League of Awesome Programmers. And so it's coding for kids, but it's called The League. And it's a 10-week, 1 hour a week session. And it's been pretty successful in other Catholic schools. And we were thinking of bringing that on Wednesdays around 12:15 or 12:30, so that kids who might be in daycare, or kids who might not have other plans, or just that Wednesday is a good opportunity since we're out at noon. So that's coming up, and we'll have a demonstration day on, it's either the 21st or the 23rd. I have to look at my calendar really quick. I believe it's on the 23rd and of September, and it'll be for 4th through 8th grade. So it'll be a 1 hour demo for like clusters of kids. Then another opportunity is a woodworking class led by a parishioner. She's a sweet old lady who has she did a demo of this program, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago, and the kids who participated really enjoyed it. So we'd like to get her back in. And then there's the band opportunity. So we had a demonstration of band, and it was really fun. The kids all enjoyed it. It was great to see kind of our whole art, play, pray campus come to life with music and little kids dancing and big kids playing in the background on the grass. And it was during a lunchtime. So it was really a lot of fun, but we hope that kids will get interested in playing an instrument. So those are things that are opportunities coming up. Aside from that, we have, let me see, hang on a sec. Scanning my calendar. We have a class for 1st and 2nd graders. This is paid for by our Title I funding, and it's called Via Musica. And it'll run throughout the year. Excuse me, it'll run throughout the year. And it's a music class put on by San Diego Unified. So we'll have two grades experience it this year, and I intend to roll that over and have it again next year. We'll
Could you
have
repeat the name of that, Mrs. Olson?
Via Musica, VILLA Musica. And then so that's when that starts, is on Thursday, and then that night is back to school night. Then on the 18th is picture day. And I've been talking about that with the kids a lot, so they know that it's formal uniform day. And we'll have ties and vests available if you want those for your kids. I understand that dentist uniform has been difficult with getting things out in a timely manner. And this, in the month of September, there are a lot of visits from high schools to 7th and 8th grade. So all the high schools come out and give their pitch to get kids interested in doing a shadow day or taking a look at the schools. And so for back to school night, Cristo Ray has asked if they could have a table there and have some staff there to answer questions. It's a great opportunity. And so they'll be available there as well. That's it for September. Mrs. Rowland, did I skip anything?
I don't think so. I think you got it. What time is Cristo Ray going to be there? Do we know?
5:30.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity.
So talking about the open house, that's going to be Thursday at 5:30. Again, I'm going to be unavailable. This is like the last month I'm not going to be available for stuff, but going forward I will be. So strike 2 on that again.
I think it's like strike 3.
Oh man, I'm already out.
But who's counting, right?
So honestly, it'll be the last month, but Erica will be there, and I hope the rest of the PTG will be there to, show support, show a face. Yeah.
Hey, I did realize I forgot to add something that's significant for all of us to talk about is our, before we move on, is our East Campus renovation is moving forward. So you should know that when we had our flood, and our classrooms were flooded and our lunch area was flooded. 2 things happened there beyond all the damage. Shea Homes came forward and volunteered to make it so that we wouldn't be flooded again. So they did about $140,000 to $150,000 worth of drainage, asphalt work, and realigning, poured a curb down the alley, added underground drains, and just also treated the asphalt, the black asphalt that was there, with a color coating so that it wouldn't be as hot and that it wouldn't be as dirty as it had been in the past. So those were my requests from them. They made it so that all of the water drains away from the buildings, and so we won't be flooded again should we experience a flash flood of that magnitude. So that was wonderful. So when they gave us that offer, it was the start of what I call our East Campus renovation. So Shea Homes did the first part of phase 1 of that renovation. The St. Augustine Foundation just awarded us $75,000 for phase 2 of that East Campus renovation. So we reached out to them, and they have awarded us $75,000 to replace all of our lunch tables in the area, to improve the shade that is already there, to raise it up so it's more air travels through it, and then to add another shaded space on the opposite side of that lunch area and that east square of the campus. So that'll be happening in the next month. And then phase 3 of that East Campus renovation is adding a playground in the kindergarten zone. So it would be designated specifically for just kindergartners in that front area that was also regraded and sloped so that it would not flood again, and improving the brick wall that is there. So we're looking for funding for that last piece. And I think my goal is to be complete with that entire project by Christmas. That's it.
Are you looking for a donor for phase 3 or is that
I
part
am.
of what we're doing?
I'm looking for a donor.
So you want the playground done by this Christmas?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
It could happen. Now that we know how to do it,
Yeah.
it's not in the magnitude of the other campus renovation. So it's pretty manageable. It's about, that last piece could be about $100,000 or less.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. I don't want to jinx it, but I would say it's attainable.
Anything's possible.
That's right.
So
So it would just provide a lot more safety for that side of the campus. And now that we have had some months to live in the campus renovation for a bit, I can see that for the littlest kids, it's a little crowded out on the playground, especially since the littlest ones are, they like to be on the play structure, and they can get run over by bigger kids. So I look forward to having a space dedicated to them.
absolutely.
So
Okay.
that's it for me.
Sounds excellent. So next thing I had was looking ahead to Halloween.
Can we talk about back to school night?
Oh, yep, sorry.
It's okay. Just wanted to see, I know we talked a little bit in like the email thread about Erica and Jacob are going to bring water in a cooler. Was
Yeah.
there any sort of, did we want to do like snacks or cookies, or what's the precedent, and then what's kind of the expectation, if any?
Personally, I think water's enough. I think it gets complicated when people are going from outside to inside, and classrooms get messy. It's not meant to be a kid event, it's meant to be an adult event. Hopefully, but there always are kids there as well. Most people will either have just eaten dinner or will be just heading to dinner. So I'm not sure what everyone else wants to do.
Okay.
What
that's fine.
about if maybe we could do granola bars or something?
Sorry.
I couldn't hear you.
Couldn't hear.
I said, if anything, we could just do granola bars, like for parents that are like getting off of work and just. But it's up to you guys, whatever you guys want to do.
You could take a vote. Does anybody have a preference?
I'm fine either way. Like I think granola bars are easy. You could just buy like 2 or 3 of the boxes from Costco and just set them out. It's not like a big task. At the same yeah.
I could pick up a couple and just have them just in case.
What about maybe just like candy or something like that, like a piece of candy or a piece of mint or something like that? Because then, if not, then they might have to throw away things in the classroom trashes, and we don't want to do. I think that's something like that we were talking about, that we might
that's
not
right.
want to have to do, like the trash in the classrooms, and
Or taking food into the class.
yeah, taking food inside the classrooms, or like just like, I don't know. But maybe like something like super tiny, like a little treat or something, like a little candy, Halloween candy or mint or something like that.
Okay.
The pillow mint.
Yeah, I can do whatever. I have never been to back to school night, so I didn't know what to expect.
I've only been to 1 or 2, and it lasted less time than I thought it was going to. It was pretty quick. We just went in, talked to the teacher for a couple minutes, rolled out. Water would be fine. It's up to everybody else. Like I said, I'll bring the 2 coolers with the ice and the water, and those will be there. I'm gonna drop them off right after when I pick up the kids. So you know, whatever everyone else wants to do.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with the way the weather has been lately, I think just the cooler with waters should be sufficient. Because everybody's going to be moving around. If there are families that have multiple kids, they're going to be going classroom to classroom. And yeah, I don't think it would be necessary, to bring food into the classroom just so that there will be less cleanup. I think the cooler with water should be enough.
Okay.
Forgot to put
Okay.
it in the passport. I forgot to put the passport in the school speak, but it does say something about um like it's not for kids, and it's for parents, and it's not like a time to schedule for parent conferences. It's like a time to schedule the conferences or whatever. Yeah. So I forgot to put it in school speak, but I'll put it in tomorrow morning.
Gonna be okay.
Yes.
All right, I think after that, with back to school night, we talked about, in the past, we have tables with, or a table with sign up sheets for, people that want to get involved, like, that want to be on committees. And, we talked about, classes that need room parents and who wants to help with the Halloween carnival, which is the next big thing. And Chris, do you know if we still have an interest form?
I think we
That,
do.
that-
Yes, we just have to pull it out.
okay. So it asked parents to fill out what they do for a living, if they have services that they could provide for the school. It's kind of good to know, what kind of opportunities there are. For instance, I'm thinking of hiring a handyman to do some work around the school, and well, if there are people that do handyman services, it'd be great to use them and give them service hours instead of money. There's that. Anything else on back to school night?
So the way I'm
I
taking it is that we need to put out a table, have some forms available, like maybe for interest in the Halloween carnival, interest in the Christmas festival. We should probably have something out that would indicate for the walkathon. Do we have a walkathon date scheduled?
We don't have it scheduled.
Okay. Are we going to do it before the holidays?
This is a question to ask the group.
Okay.
Turkey trot.
Do we want to do it as a turkey trot? That's what we need to know. So we would have the Halloween carnival the end of October. We've got what, 3 weeks before we're on break. So within that 3-week period, we would do the turkey trot.
So when are we?
That seems kind of tight.
That's why
When
I'm
are
asking.
when are we going on break for November? I don't have the date exactly. Yeah, that would be,
The
that's only
25th.
3 weeks.
The 25th.
So in November,
Unless we do it like on the 21st or like that.
We
that
have
Friday.
we have
have
parent teacher conferences, right?
conferences, right?
Oh, okay.
The 20th, 21st, and 22nd are parent teacher conferences.
So then probably not in November because it's going to be.
So big picture in planning these 4 large events, the first one is the chocolate sale. The Halloween carnival, while it's a big event, it's not a fundraising event. And so we need to look at how do we need to space the 4 fundraising events? So the first,
Or I mean, if we, but no, we need to have the turkey time 2 weeks at least for the fundraiser, right? Before and then do it.
right?
But yeah, it wouldn't work.
Right.
So I think what you're saying, Gina, is that our turkey trot needs to take precedence over the Halloween carnival. Although the Halloween carnival is a lot of fun, it's not a fundraiser.
Not a fundraiser, and people could work on their turkey trot on their fundraising, should they choose to. It's up to us to decide. What I'm saying is it's up to us to decide when when we want it. It doesn't have to be called turkey trot. It can be called walkathon, which has been in the past. It's just, and it was just an opportunity to take advantage of the certain time. So as parents, we need you to chime in about what's most manageable for you. Are you dumping a lot of money on the Halloween carnival, even though it's not a fundraiser, or are you, you know, hitting your goal and higher at the walkathon or turkey trot? Do we need to not have another fundraiser at this time in this time period, but then realize that later in the year, there's still the end of year picnic, there's the telethon.
I think we should have the walkathon before the holidays and before December, because people are going to be spent after the holidays. So they're not going to want to do a lot of that stuff. So I think we should really time it before. And I don't think the Halloween should interfere with it. I think if we do it, start it right when we come back from break, from that Thanksgiving break, we could start giving the kids that time and then do it in December, like the first week of December or second week.
All right, so
Mhm.
that kind of stacks up too many things.
Yeah,
So
because then we have
have
the
the
Christmas.
Christmas festival,
Oh, that's right.
right? So
I personally like when we had it in February. The weather is a little bit better as well. I do better with fundraising in that time, to be honest. My family seems to be more generous during Valentine's time.
Yeah, we could do run for love. Oh, I don't know.
that was very poetic, Jacob. Thank
I
you.
don't know. But like not Thanksgiving, a Valentine's Day run / walk.
We've done
/
that.
trot.
Yeah, we've done it. So
Yeah, that's what it was 2 years
Yeah.
ago. We did it in February, I remember. So I think that's like a good, it's between everything else. Cause you know, you go from or not geez, we go from Halloween to Thanksgiving, Christmas, January, we're just coming back. February, there's like a little break right there before we get into, you know, Easter.
Easter is
I
later
can't-
this year too, so that's kind of does give a good gap there.
But and then we go into the telethon, you know.
Yeah. Do we have a date for the telethon?
They're not locked in because we needed to have this meeting.
Mhm.
We needed to
I
talk
think-
with the board about.
In my opinion, I feel like it sneaks up on people because we don't give them enough prior notice that it's coming up. So we're always like a month prior. It's like we should have the dates for these. It's like, hey, remember Walkathon is coming up in February. So it's like the dates are already out there. People are aware. Obviously, if we need to make adjustments because things happen, then we can notify, but at least they already have it in their mind. Okay, put it on your calendar. Like this is when this is going to be, and this is when this. And so they know, hey, on this day, I'm going to have to fork over this amount for this fundraiser.
Right. I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just a matter of, so right now we have tentatively the spring telethon on April 11th. That's a Friday. I mean, last year it was a 30-minute event, so it's kind of a lot of planning for, you know, a couple of hours of work, but it does make money and bring awareness about the school. Easter is on the 20th. So we are actually not going out until we have the week after Easter out of school. So we're going to be going right to school right up until Easter. So that's a week before we head out of school. Other things that are tentatively on, so that's a tentative date. Other things tentatively on the calendar. It's finding a time for the walkathon. I'm fine with it being in February. It does seem like there's kind of a gap there. We have the end of year picnic, which is right at the end of the year, surprise. We have it scheduled for May 30th. And that will be a pretty big day. We'll have field day during the day for the kids, and then end of year picnic, it'll roll into that. And then the next day is graduation. So school ends a little bit earlier this year. It ends on June 4th.
I think last year we talked about maybe trying the end of year picnics earlier in, like, not the last day or last week of school. But that I could be wrong on that. I just think we talked about it not being that last.
Are we
week.
still doing what was it, like the swap meet for the kids, or
Yes.
That's during the
so
day.
that we could try to have it another day, so it doesn't, I feel like it was a little hectic
So
both
it won't
on
be
the
on
same
that
day.
same day.
Okay.
It won't, the swap meet won't be on the same day. Field day,
Okay.
which is really, it's not a day where parents are in, it's really like staff does, creates, the games and so on for field day.
Mhm.
Okay.
That Spirit Week, the last week is, so it's Memorial Day at the end of May on the 26th, and then those last 4 days are Spirit Week. So that will be when the swap meet takes place, which I think will probably be the 29th,
The day before.
the day before.
I think that'll be good. Okay, so then did we agree on February for the fundraiser?
For
I
the
think that's a
walkathon?
good sign.
The
I like
Yeah.
that.
walkathon, we could do it on Valentine's Day.
We could do it on Valentine's Day. We do it in the morning.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, it falls on a Friday.
Mm.
Is everyone good with that?
I don't
Yeah.
see any
There's a bunch of
conflict.
noises. I don't know if those are
Yes.
affirmations or
I was sighing and
disapprovals.
hissing.
And will that work okay with the Valentine's dance for our junior high, our 7th and 8th graders?
Yes, that starts at 12:30,
Okay.
so that'll be fine. Really, we
What
only-
time are we thinking for the walkathon in the morning?
I would say
9 a.m.
9:30 or 10 o'clock.
Mhm.
They usually just walk for an hour.
Yeah.
It's not, like Olympic competition. So, it's not too.
Are you sure you're not gonna get pushback from those dance goers that they're sweaty?
Yeah, they're probably
I'm
not.
okay with it, honestly.
Thank you, Irene. I was going to ask that question as well, especially since we have.
They
Well,
can bring their deodorant and their axe.
We'll,
They
s-
can-
we'll supply baby wipes for all of them. So get a
Or would you guys want to do it the 13th?
little touch up. It
Which is the
doesn't matter
Thursday.
to me personally.
I just feel like kids they are gonna push back and say they're not gonna want to do it. Which, I mean, it's not too much about the running, it's more about behind the awareness.
The older kids don't run anyway. They just kind of slog around.
No, they run. They
They-
do.
Yeah,
Mm.
they do, but I would also suggest, since it's the Valentine's dance, I don't think, and I'm going to speak for the young ladies, they probably don't want to run and be outside, before
Yeah, I
the
think-
dance.
I think if we do it on that Thursday, it'll probably be better. We could still make it Valentine's theme.
Yeah,
Does that work for everyone?
I think so. I think
Okay.
that'll work nicely.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be February 13th.
February 13th.
Okay.
10 a.m. Okay.
Okay.
Other things that are happening on the calendar just during that time period in February, there's Catholic Schools Week, which begins at the end of January. And, I start taking all of your eager names for speaking at mass at the rotation of masses to talk about the benefits of Catholic education or your great experience at St. Rita's School, all those good things. So during Catholic Schools Week, it begins on January 26th. We generally have Student Appreciation Day, we have Teacher Appreciation Day, a focus on vacations or careers. We'd like to have Grandparents' Day on the 29th, and that's something that PTG could help with. So it's January 29th. And in the past, we've done like a Family Day. Last year, we had planned Grandparents' Day, but couldn't do it because of our flooding. So this year, it'd be great to be able to invite actual grandparents and special people like parents or someone else, godparents. It'd be great if every child had someone special with them to attend mass with, and then maybe give them a tour of their classroom and the school. And it's a half day, so it would be short and sweet. And it's a great way to get grandparents involved in the school and for the kids to show them, how great their Catholic education is. Also,
Sounds good.
that week we have a general PTG parent meeting, and that's just kind of like the mid-year state of the school address.
For Grandparents' Day, what did you have in mind for PTG involvement? Like, are grandparents gonna be meeting up, or did you need like refreshments or?
I would say probably some refreshments. Maybe we could invite them to I don't know, I guess maybe not morning assembly, but some sort of presentation, perhaps at morning assembly or in the assembly area after mass. Like I said, we haven't done this before because it wasn't the focus of the school community, but I think it'd be a nice time to pivot.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
And then would we have to kind of talk to the teachers if we wanted to do like a tour for the Grandparents' Day?
It'll be something that is, we'll have like the day kind of laid out, scheduled out so that everybody's on board for what's happening. From my experience at the school I worked at before, we spent teachers had kind of like an open house kind of feel in their classroom where kids could bring their grandparent in and they could do an activity, they could read, they could do grandparently things with them, just to showcase their work or their class, whatever it was that they wanted them to see. And then by 11 o'clock or so, the grandparents were done. And sometimes the kids went with the grandparents, sometimes they stayed for the parents to come pick up. But it's a brief day, and it's really just kind of an opportunity to celebrate that family connection. And a lot of times grandparents are helping with school and all the things that the kids need. So it's nice to give them a little recognition.
Oh,
okay,
that's good. Okay. So then we set up the days for the walkathon in February, Grandparents' Day in January 29th. Then did we figure out a day for the Christmas carnival?
The what?
The Christmas festival?
Yep.
I have it on the calendar to be approved by Father for December 13th, which is a Friday.
Awesome.
Okay.
Do we have a chairperson for that or the Halloween carnival? I thought I remembered somebody already volunteering, but I could be wrong.
I'm doing the Halloween.
Okay.
Um,
I thought Veronica had volunteered for the Christmas.
So I think we don't have a firm commitment on that just yet.
I mean, I can start working on the, like I already have the sign up genie that I could do for the Halloween and the Christmas. So I don't mind organizing that. I just can't fully do the Christmas one since it's in the afternoon. It's a little bit harder for me.
No, I think we should find someone else. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but I'm saying that we need to get someone else to do it.
I agree.
Find we put up the interest sheets at the back to school night and hope maybe somebody will jump on it right there. Be like, hey,
Yeah,
I
we
can do
just need to
that.
let things develop a bit.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
just asking because I do remember you now, Stephanie, saying that you would do the Halloween. So I knew I remembered something. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But so yeah, that's good because you did an awesome job last year. So looking forward to it this year as well.
Thank you.
Nice recovery.
It was.
I was right there. I knew
I
what I
know
was
you were. You got it right.
recovering.
What other questions do you have about the calendar and about things that are on the?
So the Halloween carnival will be at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
Generally starting around between 12:30 and 1. I'm not sure what.
Okay.
Maybe Stephanie has all that written down from last time.
I do. I can
Well,
I
our
believe we
lunch-
started setting up at
12:30.
at 12:30 and then it started at 1. And then it went from 1 to 2. No, 1:30 to 2:30.
Yeah.
I believe it was an hour or an hour and a half. And then by 2:30, we're supposed to start cleaning up so that they can go back to their classrooms and get their backpacks. And we could clean up ready for 3 p.m.
Okay.
I have it in my notes, but just hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up quick.
We'll just need to alter lunch that day. Because our lunch time frame ends at 12:45. So we'll just have to make adjustments as to where the kids go.
Okay.
But we can do that.
We can do a half day lunch. Where
Schedule.
it's just no playtime and then they head out onto the field.
Yeah.
That'll be easy.
Let me see.
Okay. Jacob, what else do you have for us?
All right. Going down the agenda. I put committees and chairpersons, but we kind of already went over that. Recap of the previous month. You guys did an awesome job on first day of school and the Sunday before the open house. Sammy, you did an awesome job that day. The other PTG members did an awesome job that day. I think it worked out great. The flow was smooth. Everyone seemed happy. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the year. I'm sorry, I'm slightly unorganized. I don't know if that's the trend, but I'm going to try and stop being unorganized. I don't have my PTG folder with me right in front of me. So yeah, I think let's schedule the next meeting It's gonna be October 8th. Is that right?
It's a Tuesday.
That is a Tuesday. I can do that Tuesday because I'm gonna be out of town that week. So, but I can zoom in.
Okay.
After that, I'm gonna want to do like an in-person meeting, or you guys could be in person and I could zoom in for that one too, or whatever everyone else likes. But I think I'm really distracted at home because I got kids running around, my dog barking. I know that's not your fault, that's my problem, but if we could do an in-person meeting after that, that'd be great because I'm so distracted here. I can't do 50 things at one time and try and run the meeting.
What? Come on.
I know. Terrible excuses today.
So
Is I'm
yeah.
sorry, is the idea for the PTG meetings to be the second Tuesday of each month?
Isn't that what we do? Or
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, that's all. I wanted to
Traditionally?
make- Yes,
So the 8th. And then I went back on my notes for the Halloween real quick. So setup started at 12 to 1 p.m. and then the carnival started like 1:15. So I don't know
Yeah.
if that helps for the lunch for the kids. And then cleanup was from 2:30 to 3.
No.
Well, it was 3:30. Whoever needed it clean more.
Well, lunch was a little bit later last year. The schedule has shifted a bit, so lunch actually begins at noon and is over at 12:45.
So
So
we could
we could
do
still,
one.
yeah, we could still
Okay.
time there.
Okay, so would you want start at 1 p.m. or 12:45?
I would say 12:45, well, maybe even sooner. If we started it at, say, 12:30 and then ended at 2. We could make sure that everything is cleaned up before the end of the school day.
Okay. So then I will put set up 11:30. Start setting up for the parents that want to do the trunk or treat, or not trunk or treat anymore, but the canopy. Sorry,
Tent
how to have
to
it.
treat.
Tent to treat, yeah. And then start the carnival at 12:30, go to 2 p.m. And then that gives us an hour for cleanup till 3.
Right, it gives us just a little bit more time to adjust things should we need to.
Perfect. I will start working on that synergy to get it out, just to start getting parents to sign up and give them enough time. I'm thinking I'll work on it the rest of this month, if not sooner, and then have it out to go. So it's on the passport by the last day of this month. That gives them a whole month to kind of look at it and plan it out, which is September 30th.
So hopefully at back to school night, we'll get all of the signups that we need for room parents, because room parents are really the people that drive the Halloween carnival.
Yeah,
Games and
I have to get a list of that.
so that's the goal for that.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody.
All right, look forward to seeing you on the 8th and also a back to school night.
Bye.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
thank you.